Yo, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy HD MMA back at it again with another video. Y'all all know the Royval cap card just wrapped up. I went pretty fucking at the first the prelims. I was like, fuck, I'm doing dog shit on picks on this card, but it kind of your boy made it up in the main card, so that was a pretty good surprise. Pretty good to know. I didn't go fucking completely negative for the last card of the fucking year on picks, so I'm pretty excited about that. Um, so yeah, this was a very subpar card. It started off kind of slow. There was some like smudge fest decisions in here and all that shit, but it sure as shit picked up like in the main card. In the last fights of the card, it picked up pretty good there. Some good finishes on this card, but very scarce with the finishes. A lot of these fights were pretty boring to watch, and some of them very fucking confusing to watch. But yeah, I'm gonna cover up the whole card, or not cover up, cover the whole card. Give my recap and breakdown of the entire card, starting with the first fight on the prelims, all the way up to that main event. So without further ado, let's get into this first fight on the card. We got Jamie Lynn Harth defeating Teresa Bleda in the first round by TKO. This fight was very fucking confusing to me, not even gonna lie. They started off, they were both like picking at each other on the feet, throwing kicks here and there, leg kicks for Bleda, some body kicks for fucking for Linharth. And Bleda, she shoots the first takedown, tries to get a single leg, has her back very hunched over. Linharth is defending it very well, just stalling, just not stalling, just had her up against a single leg, up against the cage. Bleda did Linharth. Linharth was defending it very well, had the underhooks, was just not letting her, not getting toppled over, using the cage to balance, just not letting Bleda get any position on her, get any leverage to get her down to the ground. They had it like that for I would say like most of the first round, for like a good minute or so. Just Bleda trying to get in on takedowns, just not really getting anything of success in the wrestling and the grappling. And then they separate, and then Linharth, the first like right hand she throws at Bleda, rocks her badly, stumbles her, and then from there the fight was over. Bleda was just stumbling around the cage, rocked. Linharth was putting it on her with the right hands, putting it on her, had her stumbling all across the cage, and then finished her up with the TKO. So that was very unexpected from Jamie Linharth, who's gone to split decisions with very small girls. She'll go out there and put it on and put hands on a bigger woman for the division. Was very unexpected. She's never like shown off any like power in her hands like that in the UFC, and she does it tonight. So good. For a women's fight, it was a good way to start off the card. I'll just say that. And that made me fucking 0-1 in the card in my dumbass fake my dumbass glasses and shit watching this card. Moving on, we got, get this shit out the way. Moving on, we got Guillermo Pat defeating Alan Fry Jr. by unanimous decision, 30-27 on all scorecards. This was a very confusing showing from Alan Fry, and a very impressive showing from Guillermo Pat. Guillermo Pat, he looked very fast, looked very sharp with the hands the whole fight, was stinging Alan Fry coming in the entire fight. Alan Fry, he was just trying to throw jabs and try to get in on the takedowns, but he would never level change into a takedown. He would never like shoot a double leg or a single leg or anything like that. He would always start off the grappling in the clinch, just trying to get a body lock and upper like body lock around like the chest and like upper back area of Guillermo Pat. Just always trying to get into the clinch to initiate the grappling for the entire fight. Just get into the clinch, trying it and then from the clinch, he would try to like level change to the hips, but Guillermo Pat would always just get an over under, get underhooks, get or double overhooks, and just defend the level change from the clinch from Alan Fry Jr. And yeah, just Alan Fry Jr. just not looking good, just very plotty, just moving in, trying. He would throw a couple jabs to move in, and then just go straight to the clinch, straight to the body lock, which is very not good to see, very confusing to see from Alan Fry. But Guillermo Pat, he looked sharp with the striking, sharp with the hands, very fast for the heavyweight division. He looked with the hand speed, very good takedown defense from Guillermo Pat, very good takedown defense in the clinch. We don't know how. It didn't really tell us. This fight didn't really tell us how good he is when someone's trying to shoot like a single leg or a double leg or anything like that. But for what we know now, very good takedown defense in the clinch and very fast hands. I see him being a good a good little prospect for a heavyweight. He is very light for heavyweight. He weighed in at like 238 pounds, something like that. So very light for heavyweight, but he's tall and he's got a long reach, and he's very fast. Got very fast hands and a lot of power. Fry is super tough because Pat was landing some fucking heaters on Fry, and Fry was just taking it all. Was very messed up in the face. He had like a cut on his right side, the right side of his face. Fry did, like right under his eye, and he also had like a cut to his left ear, I believe, that was like pouring out blood. Guillermo Pat, he was just masked in blood by the third round. Was landing good elbows in the clinch too. Guillermo Pat was that maybe cut up Fry's ear, but yeah, it was just Guillermo Pat looking very sharp in the striking, very good hands, very good elbows. He rocked Fry in like the second round, I believe. On one occasion, Fry just took it all, weathered the storm, and was just in the fight, but never really could get his own offense going. Fry couldn't. So yeah, good performance for Guillermo Pat. Maybe we put him up against Josh Hokett or something like that at heavyweight. But yeah, good win for Guillermo Pat. Moving on, we got, and that made me 0-2 in the card. So starting off the card, I was fucking stressing, pulling my hair out, going 0-2 and shit. But then this fight warmed my spirits. We got in the next fight, Luana Santos defeating Melissa Croden by unanimous decision. This fight, it was pretty fucking boring, not even gonna lie. On the feet, Luana Santos, she looked very uncomfortable on the feet. I feel like she was having a hard time dealing with the range and the lengthiness of Croden. She was getting backed up to the cage, just getting kind of eaten up by body kicks. Croden would land body kicks on her, leg kicks, some hands on her, on Luana Santos. But in the grappling, it was all Santos. Hitting Croden with beautiful head and arm throws. She was getting on Croden. She got one for each round of the fight. Luana got a head and arm throw. Just kept Croden in like a head and arm, like sort of side control position on the ground. For most of the fight, Croden couldn't really do much of getting up. She would get taken down and kind of just try and buck and move and try and create a scramble, but Luana Santos had too much pressure on her head, and Croden couldn't really get space to scramble and get back up to her feet. And that was kind of the story of the whole fight. It was just Luana Santos using her grappling, utilizing good throws, good grappling in the clinch on Croden, and Croden really not having the ability to get back up on the ground. She was landing Luana. She wasn't really unloading on the ground and pound when she had dominant position, when she had her in that head and arm. She was just doing little like tappy punches on her. Just adding up the strikes for the judges. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole fight. Not really much to say for like big moments. Just good control time for Luana Santos. Good performance. That made me 1-2 on the card. Moving on, we got Sean Sharaf. I'm not fucking. Why did I start off with Sean Sharaf? I'm not fucking having trouble with pronouncing his name, but I don't know why I started off with him. We have Steve Aspblood defeating Sean Sharaf by round 2 TKO. This was a really fun fight to watch. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't say like fight of the year, but this was a very, very fun fight to watch. These guys were just slugging at each other, just going at it. Aspinall, he kept up a crazy pace for a heavyweight, and for someone with his body type, with all the loose skin he has, kept up a great pace in the boxing, putting it on Sean Sharaf. Sean Sharaf, he was trying and fighting. He was keeping himself on the feet, which is crazy that this fight had no knockdowns, because these guys were just swinging nonstop. From what it feels like, the most of the first round and most of the second, these guys were just trading nonstop, swinging at each other. Just a great slugfest, great heavyweight slugfest. And Aspinall, he just had more cardio, more pace, was throwing more volume than Sean Sharaf, almost always leading the exchanges when it came to the fight. None of these guys tried to grapple. It says Sharaf tried to attempt to take down. I don't know when that was in the fight, but I didn't really none of these guys really tried to grapple. Sean Sharaf, I thought he would try to grapple, but as soon as Aspinall started throwing hands, Sean Sharaf it felt like he tried to get back at Aspinall, like get his lick back, get his like revenge for getting clipped with shots, and that just led to an amazing just slugfest brawl. If y'all haven't watched this fight, I highly recommend y'all go back and watch this fight. Or go back and look up and watch this fight, Aspinall versus Sean Sharaf. You will not be disappointed. This was a very, very fun fight to watch. But Aspinall, he had too much pace, too much volume, too much pressure. Was cut up Aspinall, not cut up Aspinall, cut up Sharaf bad. He landed a jab on him in the first round that's opened up a deep cut, like right in the middle of the brow, like right here on Sean Sharaf. And I think he also like cut him open on the right side of his face too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that the massive cut he caused right here was just pouring blood for like the rest of the fight. It was pretty fucking nasty. So yeah, that was a great win for not great win, but a very fun win, very exciting win for Steven Aspinall, and he's looking to be the second coming of the Blob. I'm not even gonna lie. We gotta rally behind this guy as the MMA community. He is the second. Steve Aspinall, mark my words, is the second coming of the Blob. The Blob Destroyer has been passed down from Shamil Gaziev onto Steven Aspinall, and the title waddle is commencing. It is forming, materializing in Steven Aspinall. So yeah, he's got some hype behind him. I can't wait to see his next fight. Yeah, good stuff from Aspinall. Even though my pick was wrong, that was a great fight to watch. And that made me 1-3 on the card. Did it? Yeah, 1-3 on the card. Moving on, we got Joanderson Brito defeating Isaac Thompson by 29-28. This fight was really weird to me. I swear to God. If Joanderson Brito had 10 more IQ points, he would be an amazing fighter. Cause in this fight, some of the decisions he was making, especially early on, were very fucking confusing. But to start off, Joe Anderson Brito in round 1, he was very aggressive, very pressure heavy. Thompson, he threw some kicks, a few leg kicks, a few body kicks. And then Brito got straight to the grappling, got him in the, like a shot a takedown on him, got him on the body lock up against the cage. Thompson was defending good, and then Brito, I believe, he slammed Thompson really fucking hard. This picked up Thompson like it was nothing and just fucking threw him straight to the canvas, dunked him on his head. Brito did to Thompson. Thompson, he scrambled out of it. For some reason, when fucking Brito slammed him, he didn't get on him immediately. He just he slammed him, then he just stayed where he was and just let Thompson get back up to his feet and scramble. They scrambled for a bit. Then Brito, he got back to the cage, got Thompson back up to the cage, held him with the body lock, started kneeing the thigh, doing the fucking doing the marab and shit. Thompson, he was elbowing the forearms of Brito, while Brito had the body lock, which was sneaky little development. I feel like the elbows to the forearms when people have the body lock is going to be so much more prominent in MMA, especially with Jan showing that against Marab. People got to start picking it up. If you're a fighter, when someone has an MMA fighter, when someone has that body lock to you, elbow them in the fucking forearms. I swear it works, because it felt like Joe Anderson Brito was kind of losing his strength as the fight was going on. I think he did hit another slam on Thompson in the first round. Controlled him for a bit. Thompson was always quick to scramble and get back to his guard. I remember Thompson, he also I think he attempted a leg lock, if I'm not mistaken. He tried to roll for a leg against Brito. It says 2 sub attempts. I don't know what sub attempts that Brito fucking attempted on Thompson. Maybe it was a guillotine, maybe? He tried to jump a guillotine, or is that another fight on the card I'm thinking of? I think that's another fight. I'm thinking of. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, it was just Brito just trying to grapple Thompson, trying to get Thompson down with the takedowns. He was getting Thompson down, but he just wasn't really getting any damage off on Thompson. He was controlling it, but he wasn't really getting any damage or anything like that. Any significant fight ending sequences from Joe Anderson Brito. He was heavy on the pressure the whole fight, hitting big slams on Thompson, which I felt like it did kind of that took away his energy that took away Brito's energy, the big slams, especially as the fight went on. The first round, it was Brito did have those big slams, but he didn't really cause any damage to Thompson, which I felt like that gave Thompson the first round. The second round, Brito was controlling Thompson in top position when he got takedowns on him. So I felt like that was a clear second round, and he also was landing some ground and pound shots on Thompson. So I felt like that swayed the round to Brito. And the third round, it was a very slight edge for Brito. Brito, I think he disengaged from the grappling and landed a big flurry on Thompson. A big flurry of punches and hooks on Thompson in the third round that swayed the favor to him slightly. So yeah, I'm not mad at the decision. I don't think it was a robbery, but I feel like Brito should have performed better on that, especially on Isaac Thompson, who was a short notice replacement. He flew in a couple days. He got the fight call like a couple of days before the card happened, and he performed like that. He performed very well. Thompson did against Brito. He was just kind of I worry about the physicality for Thompson. I feel like he was getting kind of babied and kind of like fucking thrown around by Brito in the grappling. Especially at a featherweight. I feel like there are guys that are a bit stronger than Brito at featherweight, so I worry about him with the physicality and the power. He did seem kind of like frail in the grappling in this fight, but Brito, man, you got to perform better than that against a guy like Thompson. So yeah, win for Joe Anderson. Brito wasn't the best performance, but it was a win nonetheless, and that made me 2-3 on the card. Moving on to the headliner of the early prelims, we got Yaroslav Amosov defeating Neil Magny by an anaconda choke in the first round. This was a good performance, good, quick, tidy performance by Amosov. Neil Magny, as soon as the fight started, he was doing his things, landed the leg kick, landed the teep, and that happened. That they were on the feet for like a minute or so, and then Amosov shot in the first takedown, got to the body lock. Got to the single leg, then got to the body lock. Magny was defending the single leg very well at first, and then as the grappling progressed and as the fight progressed, Amosov got Magny to the ground. I think he got half guard on Magny, got half guard, passed to side control, I believe. Was landing some ground and pound between positions here and there. Passed to side control. I think he tried to get the crucifix on Magny, which didn't work. And then he, as Magny tried to buck up and sort of wrestle back up into Amosov, Amosov wrapped around the neck, and then immediately transitioned to the anaconda choke on Magny. And once Amosov wrapped up the neck into the anaconda choke, he locked the arm of Magny, locked like that free arm that kind of dangles out when people have the choke on the anaconda. He locked the free arm with his legs. Amosov did, and that really just tightened up the choke on Magny, and then Magny just had to tap. So yeah, it was a good, quick, tidy performance from Amosov. I feel like on the ground, I said he was very good. That's how he won his last fight too, I believe Amosov did, by anaconda choke. So on the ground, he said he was good, and that can pose some problems. I just didn't see him being like that good, especially with that loss he had at Bellator. I didn't feel like if he was losing at that at Bellator, or losing like that at Bellator, I felt like he wouldn't do that good in the UFC. But his ground game is good, and he showed it off. He got it to the ground and was able to finish the fight there. So yeah, good win for Amosov. Good performance. He's not young. He's 32, I believe, and he's just now getting to the UFC. So I don't see him becoming a champ or anything. But it was a good performance. I feel like the UFC waited a bit too long to pick him up, and I feel like he's gonna reap the consequences of that, or he's gonna face that reality later in his career. So or later in his fight. So yeah, good performance from Amosov, and that made me 2-4 on the card. So I went 2-4 on the prelims. Only picks I got right were fucking Luana Santos and Joe Anderson Brito. So I'm not feeling good. But moving on to the first fight of the main card, we got Bobby Green defeating Lance Gibson Jr. by a split decision, which was weird as fuck. That was so weird. I think the judge's name was Junichiro Kai, like Kai Junichiro Kamijo. I think the judge's name was Junichiro Kamijo. That fucking guy scored the he scored the fight for Gibson, which I don't know how the fuck, if you're watching that fight, you're scoring any round for fucking Lance Gibson. I feel like that judge should be fucking get the fucking Jazzy Jeff, get him the fuck out of here, get him out of the fucking judges table. He does not need to be judging any fights. But this was just a classic. I don't even want to say classic. This was just a Bobby Green ass performance. Bobby Green was just had his hands down, just taunting Gibson, walking him down, just hit him the fucking. Just fucking walking Gibson down the entire fucking fight. Just taunting at him, fucking talking to him, smiling at him, fainting at him. Just shit like that. I thought Bobby Green would have the ability to KO Gibson in the first round. I really did. Since Gibson, he's looked, got shit on my fucking monitor. Gibson has looked extremely fucking dog shit in all of his fights. On the regional scene and shit like that. He's looked very fucking bad in all of his fights. And I thought Bobby Green would have the ability to find the shot on him and put Gibson out within the fight, but that didn't end up happening. Gibson, his defense was enough to just get him away from the shots of Bobby Green, the hands down, the right hands and shit like that of Bobby Green. Gibson, he tried to take the fight to the ground on a couple occasions. Bobby Green, he was able to scramble, get the fight back to the feet. And he also, Bobby Green, he also landed his own takedown in the third, I believe. Yeah, he landed his own takedown in the third, pretty easily on Gibson. Got the control for a little bit. I think he ended the third round on top of Gibson with the takedown. So yeah, I feel like Bobby Green, he's definitely fucking falling off. I feel like a slightly younger Bobby Green, the Bobby Green that fought Grant Dawson would have KO'd Gibson in the first or the second, but yeah, it wasn't that good of a performance. This was just Bobby Green getting a paycheck for Christmas. I feel like they pay him pretty well, the UFC. I think his purse is like $150K to show, $150K to win. So a quick little $300K for Bobby Green for Christmas. It felt like this performance was. Lance Gibson should not be in the fucking UFC. This guy is fucking asshole. He is donkey dog shit. Lance Gibson. He is this motherfucker is the UFC 5 backyard bum you fucking chin to get into the UFC, bro. He's not even I said in the prediction video, he was like the first fight in the career mode you get when you get into the UFC. This guy, he's not even that. He's the fucking backyard fuckboy you chin to get a win streak to get into the UFC. Yeah. Good little payday for Bobby Green. Moving on, we got, and that made me 3-4 on the card. 3-4 on the card. Moving on, we got Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Marcus Buchecha. This fight was so fucking irritating and confusing to watch. I swear to y'all, man. This fight pissed me the fuck off so bad. Where do I even begin with this shit? First off, Kennedy Nzechukwu was looking like a straight up bumbling fucking moron the entire fight. Just not throwing any hands. Just kept a fucking low stand, just looking all fucking, just looking like that the entire fight with the dumbest fucking look on his face. The whole fight while he was on the feet. looking dumb as fucking Martin Bidet. I mean, not Martin Bidet. Fucking Marcus Buchecha was just looking like straight up ass cheeks. On the other side of the fucking octagon, just looking like shit, not getting fucking defended. All of his takedowns, or most of his takedowns, getting defended by Nezuchuku, shooting just from fucking way outside of range. Not like not advancing position on the ground when he got it to the ground. Like he would like get the back, but and try to like put in a body triangle, but not cinch it up all the way for some reason. He would try to, and he would like hold like in between positions. He would be like on the side of Nezuchuku, like in between the back in or back take and like mount. Just not advanced position at all. Try and dive for legs on Nezuchuku in the, I would say in the end of the first, in the third, or like early in the third, he would dive for legs. One time he got mount, he was like throwing ground and pound punches and like sneaking some shots into the guard, but just not having like any of the finishing instincts to throw like volume to put out. Nezuchuku, just completely confusing performance all across the board from both these guys. Nezuchuku, he would land some shots on the feet. He would defend most of the takedowns of Buchecha, and he would even like reverse the position sometimes, like kind of sneakily, and like get out of the back takes and stuff like that, defend all of the positions and stuff. And then I think early in the second, he eye poked Buchecha while Buchecha was trying to attempt a takedown. Just blatant kind of like eye poke, just like some fucking Cyril Gane shit against Tom Aspinall, just having the fingers fucking extended like this, and just stretches his arm out straight into Marcus Buchecha's eyes. Eye pokes him bad. The ref takes a point, so it's yeah, Kennedy lost a point. I feel like if Kennedy didn't lose a point, he would have fucking won. But he lost a point, which led it to being a draw. But yeah, this fight was so fucking confusing to watch. Martin Bidet, the fucking 13-time world jiu-jitsu champion, not putting fucking not cinching up a body triangle on the back, not fucking just diving for legs, doing dumbass shit, just having fucking going fucking shit for shit on takedown attempts, just looking like a moron in the cage, if I'm gonna be honest with you, against an actual fucking moron in Kennedy Nezuchuku. So yeah, shit performance for both these guys. Confusing. I feel like you gotta cut Martin Bidet. One more fight. This motherfucker has one more fight. If he doesn't get a win, you gotta cut more. Did I say Martin Bidet again? Fucking Marcus Buchecha. You gotta cut Marcus Buchecha. One more fight. If he don't perform, you gotta cut this fucker. Get this fucker out of here. I don't feel like this fight needs to be a rematch or anything like that. Just keep these motherfuckers away from each other as much as you can if you're the UFC. Fucking snooze fest. Horseshit. Spit on these motherfuckers. Moving on. We got a fucking banger. This shit woke me the fuck up after that dog shit ass fucking Buchecha fight. We got Maquazel Costa head kicking Morgan Charrier in the first round. Not too much to say about this fight, but Both these guys started up on the feet, exchanging leg kicks, exchanging body kicks, on each other, just finding the range at, just tapping on each other. And then fucking Cherrier gets his back up to the cage, starts to circle out, and fucking Costa just lines up a fucking crazy ass head kick that sneaks in between the guard of Morgan Cherrier. Morgan Cherrier, he had his hand up like this to defend the head kick, but he just didn't hit the other arm to like catch it and fucking deflect it away. So the foot just snuck right in that little window, like right in that little window right here, on the guard of fucking Morgan Cherrier, and it slept him out cold badly. He went out immediately after the kick landed. His fucking body just dropped, just fucking went completely limp, fell over, and Costa, he didn't follow up with any ground and pound after, which is good for him. But I feel like also the ref recognized it immediately and just stepped in and called off the fight. But yeah, great performance from Mademoiselle Costa. He didn't look like anything when I fucking, when I was researching him, but he's got some pepper on him. He's got some fucking spice on him, He knows, he gets down with the get down. If you know what I'm saying, catch my drift. But yeah, not much to say. Great performance from Costa, great knockout, and I feel like he's getting a fucking $50K bonus along with Kevin Vallejos. But I'll talk about that fight when I talk about it. And that made me 3-5 on the card, 3-5 in one, not counting the draw. Moving on, we got Cezary Oleksiejczuk defeating Cesar Almeida by unanimous decision, 30-27 on all scorecards. This was a pretty fucking boring fight for Oleksiejczuk. I feel like Oleksiejczuk was injured. His knee looked very off. His knee looked red at the end of the fight. His knee was very red, and it had like a cut on it. I don't know if it was just from shooting takedowns and grappling, or if he had that going into the fight. But I feel like that was the reason why he performed the way he did. But this was just grappling control from Cezary Oleksiejczuk, just getting takedowns on Cesar Almeida. Cesar Almeida just being very frail and weak for an unk, especially being very frail, just not defending the takedowns well at all. To be fair, Oleksiejczuk was timing the takedowns very well. I know in the first takedown he timed it right as Cesar Almeida committed with a big power hook. Oleksiejczuk ducked right under it and just took him down very well timed, very easily. And Oleksiejczuk just controlled the fight, got to half guard, just stayed on top, just controlled the fight from on top. Just was landing shoulder strikes on Cesar Almeida too, landing those shoulder strikes in half guard on Almeida. He didn't really attempt any subs or anything like that, or any just posture up and ground and pound punches. A lot of shoulder strikes, shit like that. Just takedowns, pressure on top. Cesar Almeida reversed the position one time in the third, I think. Reversed the position, then got back up, then fucking Oleksiejczuk just took him right down after. And yeah, not much to say. Not a good performance. I do think Oleksiejczuk was injured. Cause he looked good in his fucking Contender Series debut. or a contender series fight, but then this fight, it was just he just had he just had nothing to show for it, nothing to show, nothing really excited about it. Yeah. And that made me. This fight made me what? 4-5 on the card. 4-5. For that fight. Moving on, we got the co-main event. Fucking Kevin Vallejos defeating Giga Chikadze by a spinning back fist in the second round. This fight was also confusing at first to watch because Kevin Vallejos, he was very patient. He wasn't really like blitzing in or exploding or anything like that. He was very patient, took the center, was defending the kicks of Chikadze very well. Not really letting his hands go like that. He tried to attempt like one like blitz combination in the first. Chikadze like defended, got out of the way of that. It was just like kicking with Chikadze for most of the fight up until the finish, which was confusing because he's a shorter guy. Chikadze, that's his strongest. That's where Chikadze's at his strongest, when he's at the center and kicking with you. That's how he gets his finishes and shit like that. He does not he doesn't do well going like forwards or backwards. He's very good in the center, throwing kicks at you and shit like that, and just going tit for tat with you on some Roman Kopylov shit. But yeah, Kevin Vallejos, he was staying patient, staying on the outside at kicking range, with Chikadze for most of the first. I think he had tried to attempt a takedown. He tried to get Chikadze in the clinch. Tried to attempt a takedown. Didn't really have much success with that. That was the first round. In the second round, it was more of the same. Of the first round, just throwing kicks. I think there was one exchange, one flurry from Vallejos, that didn't really have much success for Vallejos or Chikadze. And then Vallejos just came in with the blitz. Hit him with I think he hit Chikadze with a right hand that backed Chikadze up. Hit him with another right hand that kind of stunned Chikadze a little bit, it felt like. And then once they both crashed into the cage, Vallejos just spun with the spinning back fist, hit Chikadze with it, hurt him fucking super bad. That was easily the most hurt Chikadze's ever been in the UFC. Hurts him bad with it, drops him, and then finishes him up with ground and pound elbows. Vicious ground and pound to finish off the fight. And yeah, it was a very patient performance from Vallejos. Not really much until the finish, but that finish was fucking crazy for Vallejos. And yeah, he's in the top 15. He's ranked at featherweight. Vallejos, very young guy, 24. God damn it. The fuck? God damn it, man. What the fuck was that? Gotta cut that shit out. Yeah, very, what was I saying? Yeah, Vallejos, with that one, he's in the top 5. He's in the top 15, not the top 5. Jesus. He's in the top 15 at featherweight. He looks like a good contender. He's powerful, fast. He's getting more patient now. Or I think that was, I don't know if that was the game plan. I can't remember what he said in his post-fight speech, but he's if that was the game plan, to be that patient and then to explode on Chikadze, he's got a good head on his shoulders, good fight IQ. Yeah, he's just looking very fucking looking very good. Vallejos took the fight to Gene Silva, I feel like. or not. I feel like I know. Took the fight to Gene Silva. He's looking like a good prospect, Vallejo. So I can't wait to see more of him. And yeah, good win for Vallejos. That made me 5-5 on the card. I fucking swept with the featured fight and the co-main, and then the main event. Moving on to the main event of the evening, we got Manel Kape defeating Brandon Royval by TKO in the first round. This finish was crazy. The fact that Manel Kape was able to TKO Brandon Royval, who is extremely tough, took all of the heat off Kai Car France, all the heat off Joshua Van, and just Kape was able to do that to Brandon Royval, who's been dropped in the UFC, but he's never been put out and finished like that. Was extremely intriguing and extremely surprising. But yeah, the fight started. They were both at range, both kicking at range. Manel Kape, he was on the pressure a lot in this fight. He was backing Royval up, and I felt like that was also like neutralizing the volume of Royval. Royval, he throws combinations, just throws a lot of punches, just gets in their face. The pressure of Manel Kape, I feel like it was neutralizing Royval, putting him up fucking what's the word? Putting him past the black line. That's what I want to say. Putting him past the black line of the cage. Kape was going to Royval, just staying calm, composed, selecting his shots, finding the shots on Royval the entire fight. Kicking here and there, not really doing too much with the hands. Kape was, up until the finish. Royval, he was kind of hitting Kape with the jab and shit like that, and they were just both kind of finding the range of each other. They were both slipping on the canvas too. I think both of them like wiped their feet on like a wet patch to get grip because they were both slipping. But yeah, that was a little weird thing they were doing. But yeah, just kind of finding the range on each other, and then Kape was also switching stances in this fight a lot. He was switching back to orthodox and southpaw and shit, which I feel like was throwing Royval off too. I think Royval landed a big body kick on Kape that like was real loud and shit. You could hear. That was earlier in the fight, but yeah, as soon as Kape let go of the hands, that was the end for Royval. The finishing sequence, Kape threw a fucking, he threw a lead hook in the southpaw stance that clipped Royval, and it dropped Royval. Yeah, the first lead hook Kape threw dropped Royval. Royval just sunk into the floor immediately. After that lead hook landed, went limp. Sorry, Jesus. Went limp. Kape followed up with some ground and pound, like framed off him. Followed up with a couple ground and pound shots. That slumped Royval again. It was like Royval, he got slumped with the hook, sank down into the canvas, woke back up, hit with a couple ground and pound shots, like flopped back over to his side again. When he got hit, flopped back over to the side, fell down, and then the ref stepped in, and as soon as the ref stepped in, Royval woke up again, which was weird. It was like that. It was a lot like that Kyle Dawkins and a Michelle Pereira fight. Well, Michelle Pereira got hit with the left hook, sunk to the canvas immediately, got hit with a few ground and pound shots, and as soon as the ref stepped in, he just popped back up, and was just popped back up and was awake. But yeah, it wasn't clean for Kape, but it was a good good performance nonetheless. Good TKO win, and putting on a statement for a title shot. His a justification for a title shot, which I feel like he definitely has after the title situation at flyweight gets sorted out with Pantoja and Van, and I feel like Tyra, that the UFC wants to make Van and Tyra in Japan. And I feel like Manel Kape is definitely going to be on ice for a good little portion, or good little amount of time, while the title picture at flyweight sorts itself out, which is good for flyweight. It's flyweight hasn't had like this complicated of a title picture in this like good of like a pool of contenders in like it feels like forever. Yeah, so the title picture at flyweight is shaping up to be very, very good with the storylines and all that shit and the matchups. So yeah. Not too good of a card for the last card of the year. I feel like if it had a bit more finishes, a bit less stinkers, I just wanted to have a few more finishes. But the finishes that were on here were very good. The Costa head kick, the Vallejos back fist, and the Kape finish, they were all good finishes. For a rating, I want to give this card like I would say a 5 out of 10. It wasn't the best card, but it definitely wasn't like the shittiest card. But just not good enough for, I feel like, the last card of the year. 6 weeks until the next UFC card on Paramount. Yeah, I feel like I wanted a bit more of a bang, one bit more of a scrap. At least one more scrap, I felt like. Plus the Sharaf and Aspinalled fight, which was also a good fight. I want to get this fucking. There you go. But yeah, I went 6-5 on picks. I picked Kape to win. I picked Vallejos to win. Pick all Shake to win. I picked Sherrier to win. I picked Nesichukwu to win. Picked Green to win. Picked Magny to win. Picked Brito to win. Picked Sharaf to win. Picked Santos to win. Picked Fry to win. And I picked Blader to win. So that's 6-5 on picks. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then this fight went to a draw. So yeah, 6-5 on the picks. I could have done better, but it is what it is, brother. It is what it is, brother. Yeah. And also fucking I forgot, the post-fight speech from Manel Kape was pretty fucking funny. He was talking about eating the fucking, like, coming for the diapers of Joshua Van and shit like that. He was talking about. That was pretty fucking pretty funny. I come for the diapers of Joshua Van. I coming for the title. I coming for the title. He was all like that and shit. So yeah. Good it was a good co-main and main event. And also a good little this was a good finish as well. But yeah. That was the card. That was my recap, my breakdown of the card. Hope you guys liked the card as well. Hope you liked it a bit more than me. Hope you guys like won some money or some shit like that if you were betting and shit like that. But yeah, that was the end of ESPN. 6 weeks without a UFC fight now. See y'all guys. No, I got never mind. I got one more video to upload, I feel like, on this channel. Yeah, make sure you guys look out for that. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I got one more video to release on this channel until the the Paramount card in 324 and shit. So yeah, hope you guys stay tuned for that, and look out for that. Hope you guys hit the bell to miss, not to miss. What the fuck am I saying? Hope you guys hit the what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Hit the bell, you guys, for any so you don't miss any uploads that I got coming. 2026, I feel like it's gonna be a great year for the UFC and shit. So yeah, hope you guys are ready for that. I'm gonna be covering every event, so hope you guys don't miss it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll be out of here. Peace. Later.